I've now got great pleasure to introduce Michael Ros, who's the co-founder and CEO of Bidroom. Welcome to the panel, Michael. Please do go ahead.
Thank you so much. Before I start with my presentation, I really miss the UK. Normally I come there like twice, sometimes more per year, and unfortunately I didn't go there for a while now. So I hope I can come back soon, and I really miss the place. I will share my screen and talk about the relationship in travel. I want to tell you more about the journey we are in, the membership economy, and how to increase direct bookings by having a relationship. First of all, we're looking at the trends now in COVID-19. You see more hotels than ever looking at new distribution channels. They're looking at different alternatives. Of course, they're working for years with big OTAs, expensive OTAs, as we always say, also internally, and they're looking for new distribution channels. You see they're looking at new technologies, personalization, automation. Of course, you see a lot of companies or hotels also in vacation rental looking at more hygiene stuff, contactless, and more. Sustainability is more a topic than ever. As you all know, and especially also in the UK, you see domestic travel is the one, even though no travel is supporting at all by the government, but still, if we start traveling, domestic will recover the first. You see also a big trend in digital nomads. I did the same, and more people say, okay, I just go to a different place and working from there. It really makes sense. You see more and more companies actually giving flexibility. You can work from everywhere. You're creative in a different spot, and actually this is a trend what you see as well. Unfortunately, you see, and this is what I miss still so far, is that business travel moved away. You can see it become, I'm not sure if it will come back as it was before. I don't think so. Now the conference, for example, I Meet Hotel, we organize a different place all over the world. Now we go online. Probably in the future, we're doing a combination of it, so online and offline. But you're looking at the hotel distribution. I think, again, what I said, we had in Bidroom the biggest growth ever if we're looking at the new numbers of hotels who joined our platform. You see as well that the big chains, the hotel chains, who has more financial resources, they can come back stronger. You see they're still opening hotels, they're planning recovery, they're stronger in marketing as well. So they can come back stronger. You see, unfortunately, the smaller, the independent hotels, they have more difficulties. They have less money now to invest in technology. So it will be, I think, in the end, the smaller hotels and independent hotels, they have more difficulties. You see the traditional travel agencies, of course, they become smaller. But you see as well in a phase like this, you saw in a long time ago, this is 2008, Airbnb started in a different crisis. And it also gives actually space, a crisis like this, to give new players space. We see, I mentioned before, we decided not to fire people, but to hire people, but when we want to come back stronger. And I fully believe that new players or disruptors can become stronger now as well. Again, also what is mentioned in here, that you see also gives a chance for new business models. You see subscription services, talk about it more in a second, are more popular than ever. Again, it's a call for change. And this is something, this journey we started Bidroom years ago. We want to make a change in the travel industry. We were hoping and fighting for more transparency and fairness in the industry. And again, you can see now there is a time for a change. Look at how you're acquiring users, how you're distributing your inventory, your hotel rooms to partners, and how can you optimizing your revenue strategy. We see as well that partnerships are more important than ever. Can you work with other ones to help you in recovery? Flexibility, I think, is the key word of 2020, and it's, I think, also now of this year. You see that if people booking, make sure you're giving flexible rates. You see hybrid models coming in working, in staying somewhere. The distance between going on holiday or working from a place, it's into one. You see that there's new rates are popping up. You see long stays. You see, we started as well. We're testing it as well. Okay, can I just go for, again, work, stay, a workation, as I call it as well? Can I just stay a bit longer somewhere? Can I stay there 30 days? I just work from a different place, where it's also safe as well. So there's a lot of changes actually, which actually accelerated. I was already seen as this coming. I think normally it would took years before those things become popular, but actually now you can see because of the crisis, actually it's accelerated and it goes quicker than ever. Again, I want to talk about distribution. You can see it's changing. You can see the numbers of subscriptions, they're booming, they're growing. As many of you know, which Bidroom has is a subscription model. Memberships are popular. I think later today also, Tip Hospitality will talk about memberships in hospitality. So there's more memberships are actually popping up and become popular. It means also that the commission model, which is actually used for a long time, personally, I think it will come to an end or become much smaller. I think it's also good. I think in the end, a lot of OTAs are attending this conference as well. you're all fighting to get your name out there, to reach out to potential guests and customers. And then if they're going to an expensive OTA, it's just a waste because you're doing all the work. And this is something, again, what we're fighting for. More sustainable business models. I think if you're going into memberships like we do, I think it's more sustainable as well. And also it gives you recurring income, which make us as a company more stable. You can see if you're looking at companies who have a recurring income, they can predict more as well. So you can see airlines looking into recurring revenue models. You can see hotels, they're starting with recurring revenue models. So it's also a trend which is coming now. But also having a membership, you're creating a relationship. You can see, I think many of you using platforms like a Spotify or Netflix, they're creating a relationship with you. They inform you about new series or new music. So you have a different kind of relationship as well with your customer. If you're looking at memberships in the industry, you see as well that TripAdvisor announced their Plus membership, and they're pushing it now in the US. So a company like TripAdvisor was years from metasearch, they're now starting into a membership. Hotel chains like Citizen M, they're starting with a membership for a fixed amount. You can stay X numbers of nights in their properties. And of course, my favorite one, the Bedroom Travel Club, is a membership that actually give our users, and I'll talk about more in a second, the best deals for the hotels, but also give a fair business model actually for the hotels who are joining us. I want to talk more about the membership economy. I fully believe that there's a change happening in the industry. If you're looking at the industry which is changing, you can see it in different areas. You see it in music. I remember years ago, and I'm not so old, but if you're looking years ago, when I want to listen to some music, what I did actually was I had 10 euros, I went to the shop and bought a CD. I could listen to 18 songs or something like this, nonstop. Yes, and it was nonstop the same song. So I remember my parents were getting crazy because it was always the same songs. And this is changing. You went to the shop, had 10 euro, bought a CD, CD was yours. It's really important as well. Now people get used to it to have a lot of content. That was okay, Bedroom focus first before we're focusing really on the users. Make sure we have a lot of content. In this case, if you're signing up for Spotify, you're expecting your favorite artist there. Same in our case, we want all the hotels, as much as hotels as possible on the platform. The same with you expecting new series, good series as well. So content is really crucial to have a popular or a successful business model. Again, I mentioned the example of buying a CD. By owning this CD, now you have access to something, you have access to millions of songs, or in that thousands of hotels in that platform. So it's changing. Instead of paying once for your CD, you're just paying every month. You're paying every month, for example, 10 euro, and you have access to all those songs. And again, it's not that you paid once. No, you're paying every month. So you have also a different kind of relationship with your user or guest. You can see also in the crisis, there was some research, and you also see that actually that subscriptions are booming. You see the difference between subscriptions in 2018 and 2020 is actually doubled. And I think it will be even more the coming year. So you see that subscriptions actually become popular. It's something what we adopted already some time ago. For us, we can see now that we have a growth. We can see that it's more popular than ever. It's really important as well when you have a subscription model or membership or loyalty program. I think we can also, it's pretty similar, the way you can acquire users. Make sure it's as easy as possible. Make sure you have no friction actually in the signing up process. We're working a lot with partners. So if you want to know more about the partnerships with Bedroom, feel free to reach out to us. We work a lot with partners, and our partners are actually helping us to grow our user base because they have a current relationship already. And we're using the relationship of our partners to grow our user base as well. And it's really important to have loyal members. If you have a member base, if you have a loyalty program, make sure they become ambassadors of your brand. They become fan of you because in that case, they talk about you. And that's in this case is the way you can grow as well. Again, I mentioned before, make sure that the signing up process is as easy as possible. For example, for hotels, an example as well, we saw that it's pretty difficult for hotels to onboard on different platforms. And we saw that for a lot of hotels, they are quite often busy, maybe less here, a bit less, but still they just don't want to waste the time with onboarding, spending a lot of time on onboarding. A lot of things can be pre-done before or pre-filled before. So we just help them. So we make it easy as well. If hotels want to join, make sure that this is as easy as possible. It's really important if you go to phases of becoming a membership. If you go to a transaction, of even forever transaction, what I'm showing in here. So make sure your brand is, the people are just recognizing you, you're aware. You can see as well, it's pretty popular to have a trial or have a freemium model. So people can start using you. They can see, okay, what are the benefits of using this platform? Then they start signing up and becoming paid members. But then you have to invest in those members, make sure that they become loyal. Because if they become loyal, you're increasing your engagement. It means they're going to share, talk about your brand. They become a referral. And as soon as you're reaching the last level, it's really important because then you're growing organically as well. and then you become proper, and then you can really grow. And otherwise, you keep spending money for acquiring members, but make sure that your members are satisfied and they become a referral for your brand. Bidroom, if I talk about our beautiful company, it's all about direct bookings. We connect directly the traveler with the hotels. So it's a direct booking. We're still facilitating the technology to connect them. Because still you see a lot of people want to search. They have maybe in mind, they want to go to Rome. They don't know what to search. Yes, and in that case, they just unfortunately going to the expensive OTAs. We said, okay, we just still want to help the guest, the traveler, by searching, so they can search any place all over the world. Then we're showing the properties they can book on our platform. In this case, they have always the best deal because we don't charge high commissions to the hotels. So to make them easy as well to select their hotels, the users still book directly to the hotel, which means they pay to them directly, and the hotels also own the data of the customer, their guest. We don't want to be another booking.com. First of all, of course, we don't want to be the bad guys and charging high commissions, but we also have a different business model, which means we have subscription-based marketplace. We're working a lot with partners. Everything we do is actually technology-driven. We do everything to make sure the UX, the user experience of our members is great. And of course, we're standing a lot for transparency, simplicity. And of course, the most important, what is needed in the industry is fairness. Talk more about us. People can use this for free. Members can use this for free. They can make a search in the end when they really like what we're doing, or they want to have more access to more properties, more hotel perks. They're signing up for the paid plan. So still, they can use this for free. If they see, okay, I want to have different hotels, I want to have more perks, I want to have more benefits, they can sign up for the paid plan. We also negotiated different discounts with our partners, but also the hotels we're working with, they're giving upgrades. It's great. It makes a better user experience. And also you can see if you're giving something extra to the users, they have a satisfied stay. They recommended your hotel better as well. Again, I mentioned we have much more perks as well from the partners. It wasn't easy. When we started 5 years ago, especially when reaching out to the big chains, is okay, how much can you deliver? But at the end, we're more visible. We could tell our story. We could just take them actually to the journey we want to do. We're seeing now that the big chains like IHG, Premier Inn, for example, in the UK, more and more hotels actually joining our platform. We have the full inventory of with them. So if you're in a hotelier and not on board yet and looking at this iMeet hotel, please feel free to reach out to us because we need your support. And of course, we want to help you as well to give you commission-free bookings. I mentioned before, we work a lot of partners. So the partners which we have, actually, we just don't earn anything on them. We just work with them, just first of all, to grow our user base. But at the end, if we have a big user base, we can send them to the hotels, but also ask them something extra. For many partners that we have, they give an extra benefit as well to our members, which means, yes, they're paying the €29 value or €29 membership, but they get access to a lot of extra services. But also we see, for example, Premium in the Netherlands, they're adding this to their frequent flyer program. So we're working in the UK, we have a strong relationship with Visa. So often I went to the Paddington office. Again, unfortunately, I wasn't there for a while. So again, we see that partnerships are really important. And if you, in the travel space, now also still reach out, and what we did as well last year, stay in contact with your partners, because also there's loyalty within partnerships as well. So make sure that also you're just checking how they're doing, how they're feeling, how you can help each other, because if the recovery starts, you need each other more than ever before. I gave the example as well as Premium. It's a frequent flyer program. It was actually focusing on more frequent travelers. It was super successful. We're working, for example, with Avis. So we also can have the opportunity. So if your partner want to work with us, we can also work with you and create some extra loyalty and benefits for your current user base. This is my story, actually. I hope there are some questions. I'm happy to answer them. And again, if you're in a hotelier and want to get on board, feel free to reach out to us. If you're a partner and want to have also talk with us, we're always available for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michael. That was really fantastic. And I have a couple of questions for you, but we also have a question from the audience, which I'll ask first. And firstly, in your presentation, you talked about the end or the decline of the commission model. Can you elaborate on that, please, and explain what you mean and what how you see that?
Yeah. Well, if you see, of course, every hotelier knows how much commission they're paying to OTAs, right? It's just going 15%, sometimes even more. If you want to join in the Genius program, you're paying by yourself, right? We said, okay, we want to make it more sustainable. So actually we have a membership for hotels as well, which also means if we don't deliver them, they don't pay anything. If we're reaching a certain threshold, they're paying still a small fee, which is actually still really minimal compared with any commission out there. So we are charging a small fee. Also, we had to, in that case, because we still have costs as well for channel managers, PMS, etc., for connectivity. But it's minimal. So we're charging really minimal fee for the hotels. which is in that case, it's a mosquito compare the elephant. If you compare the rates we charging to the hotels or fees compare with what the OTAs are doing. Therefore, we also, because the hotels doesn't pay in high commission or pay any commission in that case, we also ask them as well to give a discount to our users. So what we can actually promise to our members is, okay, yes, you do have a better rate than on the OTAs because we don't charge those high commission to hotels. And that's why we're asking the hotels, please can you do something in return? Is giving a better rate to our member base.
Thank you. And a question that I have is, the guests' expectations are changing continuously. Everybody's expectations are changing. So guests are looking for much more than a room and the odd perk, and they're expecting a lot more both before and after their stay. And you have a huge amount of partners in Bidroom, which you're able to kind of add those benefits on. Can you talk a little bit more about that, around guest expectations for much more from each booking?
I think, first of all, of course, the guests want to have a good price. They don't want to pay too much. They want to have a good price. But you see also when you can incentivize them by doing something extra, so giving more value, which in this case can be an upgrade. If the hotels are, for example, they're not fully occupied and you can upgrade them, why don't do it? It's a great user experience. The user is super happy, going to talk about your hotel. So it's also we asking the hotels, if there is availability, can you upgrade them? If you want to provide them a welcome drink, why not? You can also think, for example, and it's not if it's us, but it can also be on your own website. You say, okay, I give them a voucher when they book directly. I give them a voucher for whatever, 10% or 20% for the restaurant. It also generates you as a hotelier more income in your restaurant, because maybe if they go normally to London, they might go out and have a dinner somewhere else. But if you give them a voucher, of course, how people say, okay, I've got a voucher for 20% for the restaurant. I'll spend it in the restaurant of the hotel. So there's a lot of things what you can do as well. First of all, to help your hotel with driving more revenue. Second of all, of course, to give them a better experience. So yes, we do use our partners as well to give more value to the membership. And we see as well that people, the total membership, yes, you might save on the first booking £34, but this is the average saving on a booking. So it's already higher than the membership fee. But if you see the additional perks, actually what you're getting by joining us, it's up to hundreds of pounds, actually what you're getting, and additional discounts on partner perks. So it is for our members, for many people, reason to sign up as well, because they get access to much more than that.
Thank you. And how does personalization fit into all of this? That ability to market on almost an individual basis. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. Well, good question. You can see that some companies are pretty good in it, right? If you go, for example, I mentioned the example of Netflix, they recommend you those series because they know what kind of other series you're watching. And this is something we're doing as well. And we need much more data to do it even better. But we know if for example, Jessica is searching for Rome, and in the previous stay she had in Barcelona in a boutique hotel in the center, and next time she's booking in Rome, she's booking another 4-star hotel in a boutique hotel in the center. The third time you want to book, probably it's a boutique hotel, so in the center, because we just can understand, because we have a relationship, we know more from you as well. We start learning more about our members. We can use it as well to recommending places. But in the end, we'll just, of course, can increase the conversion as well on our platform, but also something, this is again what I said before, user experience is super important. And if you start searching on an OTA and you're searching for Rome and you have 1,200 properties, you don't know where to stay. That's why you're searching, comparing, it takes you hours. If we can recommend you a place, which actually is something what you were searching for, because we know what kind of person you are, maybe because of your previous, of your history, it makes a lot of sense. So those things, and I fully believe personalization is also super important, and it's something we're working on. It's a long process to really understand more from the members, but for us, it's like high on the agenda to improve this on our platform.
Absolutely, and that's actually across the industry. It still feels like fairly early days of the, what the opportunities are there, the potential. We've had another question, which you may not know the answer kind of off the top of your head, but you may, is what percentage of bookings are repeat, as in they stay at the same hotel? Do you know that yet through your members?
This I don't know. I just know only, like, for example, the average user would we have, they book around between 3.5 and 4 times per year. That's something we're measuring now. You can see still, that many people, we try to understand what is the behavior of the members. And it's not always easy because this is pretty wide. What we saw pre-COVID, it was a bit different. You see it's often combined. So you see that somebody's booking his stay for his friends in a place, and it's a friend's trip. Then you can see they're booking 1 week holiday to Greek with their family, and they're booking 2 nights in Canary Wharf for business. So you see a lot of combination. Actually, it's what our users doing. Yes, we're focusing on the more frequent travelers, because especially then a membership really makes sense. But it's difficult now for us to see at the end how much returning bookings is in the same property. You see it more, and that's why we don't compete directly on brands. If there's a specific brand, of course, there, and you want to stay all in the same hotel, yet often then you just signing up for the brand loyalty program, which is okay for us. That's why we also more relation focused and member focused, not particularly always transaction focused. Which in this case we don't have to compete directly with the brands.
Yeah, brilliant. And I think anticipating traveler behavior right now is a tricky thing. We don't know what it's going to look like for the next couple of years. I mean, we can have a good guess, but it's going to be there's still uncertainty about how behavior will be. But thank you, Michael. That was absolutely brilliant. Really great to hear you. So thank you very much.